Greetings everyone, Matt with Aegis Learning here, and today we're going to be doing part 2 of our mentoring series, where we're going to discuss the actual mentoring process. Now, in creating a mentoring process, the first step is selecting who to mentor, who are the mentees. And in that, it's important that that process is fair and open to everyone, meaning anyone can apply for the position. The second step is to select the best candidates for that mentee position. And even though there's a lot of organizational needs that you may be looking at, I would like to suggest 4 big criteria to look for to find the best candidates to be mentored. So first, you should look for top performers, people who produce results and get the job done, have a high level of competency in what they're doing. Second, look for those people who have a high level of influence, meaning are they already a peer leader, someone who other team members look to for approval or for advice. Also, and extremely important, is the person's attitude. You want to select a candidate who has a very positive attitude and a willingness to learn. And a lot of times you get people who are very competent at what they're doing and they think stepping into a leadership role might be easy. But remember, as we talked about last time and as we're going to discuss in future episodes, this is developing leadership and character skills, less about technical competencies or operational skills. So look for someone who still has a willingness to learn and is open to improving themselves. And lastly, look for someone who always meets their commitments, has a high level of commitment and dedication to what they're doing and desires to be successful. Second, I think it's important that you have a formalized process. So you can't just do drop-in mentoring, meaning you can't just drop by someone's office and say, hey, you got 10 minutes, let's do some mentoring. It needs to be something on a fixed schedule and reoccurring. Whether that's weekly or every other week or even monthly, it needs to be time that's set aside at a location that allows for one-on-one interaction without distractions. So remember, turn off your cell phones, turn off your notifications, and engage fully for that time frame. Another important aspect of the formalized process is to make sure that things are documented. So not only do you schedule these, but you formalize the process by recording what are your goals, your objectives for each session. And then afterwards you keep a log and record what actually transpired, what things were learned, what things were re-evaluated, and where you need to go from there. What are the next steps that are going to be taken? So there's sort of a record or a log of your progress. Lastly, it's important to have very clear objectives when going into a mentoring process. And that includes commitments from both participants to have open and honest dialogue and discussions, and to have loyalty and confidentiality between each other. So a lot of times in these mentoring meetings, there's going to be very personal things discussed and possibly even team member issues discussed that need to be kept confidential, but are going to be important to the growth process between the mentor and the mentee. Also, you need to have clear expectations as to what is going to happen. And those range from the basic expectations of being on time, being fully engaged, don't have distractions, to being willing to understand that when you receive feedback and you receive information, it is done with the intent to improve your skill set. And that really the mentor and the mentee, the intent of exchanging that information is to help the other person become better and be more successful. Also, you need to be specific as to what skills, each time you're going to develop them, each time you're going to discuss them, what are we specifically looking for? And that's going to involve doing an assessment, sort of figuring out what are my strengths and weaknesses and how can I help this other person? What are their strengths and weaknesses? And those honest feedbacks and those honest assessments will allow you to have a specific targeted skills or competencies for development. And then you can develop strategic and tactical plans to improve those areas. So thank you for your time. Tune in next time when we're going to discuss more specifically the skills that are involved in being a successful mentor. Thank you.